All right, now let's talk a little bit about bachelor parties. I broke this topic down into three little subsections. A common trio that you've heard of: the good, the bad, the ugly. Me myself, I've been to probably 7 or 8 bachelor parties, and I'm coming towards the tail end of it, right? I probably have 2 to 3 more to go. And then after that, that's it. Maybe a friend of mine gets married when I'm in my 40s or something like that, and I go to that, but it's not gonna be the same like it is now, where you have the same type of energy. You can drink, wake up, drink, do it again. Like it won't be the same like that. So let's start with the good. The good, the good, the good. And it can be summarized with one sentence, which is it's just a fun time. It is just a fun time. You get to get away from your responsibilities. You get to see probably a part of the world you haven't seen before, or do things in a place you have seen before, but you didn't do. And also, most of the time, you don't even have to plan anything, right? You just show up, you participate, you're with your bros, you're probably gambling away all your money, you're hanging out, doing dumb shit, jumping in the pool off of the freaking balcony. It's a fun time, right? It's stuff that you wouldn't do with other people. It's stuff you would not do with your coworkers. It's stuff you wouldn't do with your girlfriend's guy friends. Like you wouldn't do it. You get to be almost this truest version of yourself. Well, which is like the animalistic part of yourself, but it is a pretty true part. Most of the times, like if you are cool with the bachelor, then his other friends that you don't know, right? Maybe they came from grad school or him growing up, you will be cool with them because, it just attracts the same thing. That energy attracts the same thing. There have been a handful of times where I've shown up to bachelor parties and it's like, God damn it. Like I wish this fool wasn't friends with this people, or sorry, this person, because it's just a net negative. And I know that this person was invited because of, this one little relationship. But like I said, we're focusing on the good, and more than likely, you're meeting other dudes that it's just like, damn, this is a good time. This dude's chill as hell. And now the bad. The bad I kind of classified into mainly the shit's just gotten out of hand. It's gotten out of hand with the spending aspect of it, right? And this is with a lot of things. Yes, for marriage, birthday parties. Oh, look at this 30th birthday party. Look at this 21st birthday party. It's gotten out of hand as far as cost goes. On average, I think at these bachelor parties, I have broken 2,000 more than half the time. $2,000 more than half the time, which is crazy, right? Go ask your dad. Go ask your dad what he did for his bachelor party. I guarantee you they probably spent maybe $200. My dad's from London, and they call it what do they call it? A stag. Stag. Oh, damn, I really hope I'm not getting that wrong, but I don't want to break momentum here. Where all they do is they go out for a night. They all shit on him. You're drinking, you're making fun of the bachelor, right? It's much more of like a roast than what it is now. And yes, I get it. It's the Americanized Western version where, okay, you want to encourage spending. You want to make them do this. You want them to do this. Yes, you got to get bottles. You got to go to the strip club. You got to do this. There's so much that the Western view has pushed and shifted this that has encouraged that spending to reach another level. And it's not sustainable, right? Like you cannot be going to someone's bachelor party, spending $2,000, and let's say that's on the low end, and then you go to their wedding, you're dropping another 2K, and you have multiple friends you're doing this for in a year. Next thing you know, you've probably dropped 20K in bachelor parties and weddings combined. I don't think that's a ridiculous number. Like that is pretty accurate. And so that is what I'm calling the bad part, right? Like the spending part of it has just gotten so out of hand. And every time you hear about someone doing something that they did, right, you're like, damn, I want to do that. But I also want to step it up a little bit. I also want to get these gifts. I want to get this decoration. But the decoration piece has got to stop. As a group of dudes, can we please stop decorating the house? Can we stop getting him all these extra bottle openers and these shot glasses and these sailor hats? Look, I get it. It's for the hoopla. And I just said earlier that I was going to be more into the hoopla. But this is like dumb. It's just getting dumb a little bit. Yes, I think you should spend money on certain things, right? Like, yeah, you should probably get a shirt. That, so for the day you do that group activity and you go out in public, you're easily recognizable. You attract attention. You get to be more involved in the fun. And then also get, like a little thing like a bachelor sash or something that says something dumb on your shirt that you get to kind of flaunt it around, right? You throughout the days, if you're not wearing that one bachelor party shirt that's gotten for the group, you get to wear something that people can easily recognize. Oh, hey, that's that group. Hey, I remember seeing them last night at this place. Because a lot of these bachelor party cities, and remember, I'm just talking about bachelor party cities itself. I don't know much about bachelorettes. Maybe eventually we have a guest on here and they can bring their perspective. But bachelor party cities, it's a small little knit town, right? If you go to Cabo and you're at some resort, you're going to be seeing the same people day after day. Whether you're at the on-site club, whether you go to that street that's pretty much like 6th Street in Cabo, you're going to be seeing the same people. So when you have that sash on you that's easy recognizable, it is a fun thing to have. So spending like that, sure, I get it. But as far as the other decorations go, oh yeah, let's get this backdrop. Let's get some boxers that have the wife's the fiance's picture on it. Can we chill out? Can we chill out? We're already spending 2,000, 3,000 on bottles every night. We're going to this fancy ass dinner to get some cauliflower steak for myself for $1,000. Can we chill out on the other nonsense that we don't really need to be spending on? In this case, from my past week in Colombia, I went 7 days. I went 5 days early. Now, yes, I get it. I went there to just be with a couple of friends and we did the nomad life for a couple of days. But in those days, you're still spending. And it's the bachelor party that invites that previous part. Sorry, that part that comes first. Or maybe on the tail end, right? A lot of times people go on these bachelor parties and then they'll just hang out afterwards for a couple of days. So it is like a gateway spending drug. I don't know yet how much I spent on this trip, and I'm truly, truly, truly avoiding the Splitwise by all means necessary because I know that shit's about to be brutal. But that is what I have as the bad leg of bachelor parties. Now we get into the ugly bit of it. And I'm classifying it as ugly, but I am trying to explain it to y'all the best way possible. I might get buried for this, but I'm going to try. And that is strip clubs and then other girls as part of the bachelor party. Now, remember, I'm just talking about solely bachelor parties. I'm not talking about mixed parties where the bride and groom both bring their friends on a certain trip. I have done one of those. It was cool, but for different reasons, right? In this group, it was a lot of the bachelor's friends had their significant others on the other side. So they had to figure out that spending time balance. I could see it where if it's like, okay, like this guy group and this girl group don't even know each other and we're going to still spend it all together, it could be a fun time. But let's get back to the part I'm trying to focus on, and I'm calling ugly, quote unquote, but let's talk about it a bit. Now, there's this big thing around strip clubs. I have been to a handful. There are cities where I've been like, oh, this is a fun time. And there are cities where I've been like, this is freaking dangerous. This looks very, very sketch. The girls here, everyone working here looks like they're part of some crime ring, and we should not be participating in this place. Now, it is a very frowned upon activity, right? Whether it's the bachelor's friends that go and their significant others don't like it, whether it's the bachelor's significant other that doesn't like it. It's a weird conversation to have where it's like, oh, why'd you go? Oh, well, he wanted to. Oh, well, you didn't have to go. What am I supposed to do? Are you supposed to just sit there? And I do leave this as a little open discussion, right? Like I'm down to hearing some more perspective on this. But I'm just sharing what I know as far as it is the conundrum that you run into every single time. Now, I'm not trying to say like I've been like, "Oh, yeah, no, I don't want to go. Sorry, man, you're forcing me." No, I've gone without being any type of reluctant. And I've been in situations where guys have been like, "Hey, you know what? I don't want to go tonight. I don't want to do this." Okay, cool. Then don't. Like it's really not that forceful as some people think where it's like, oh, this person forced me to do this. I had to go here. I had to do this. And I can also see where it's like, if you're the bachelor and your significant other is like, you know what, I don't want you going to this. And then you run into the pressure of you have to entertain the guys that you are inviting on this trip. Therefore, you're almost more inclined to go. Because bachelor parties, sure, the bachelor gets to be the center of attention. He gets to do all this. He gets to have all these conversations. But at the same time, he is catering to all these guys that he's asking to spend $2,000 to $3,000 to come out to a different city, spend all this time to be with him for his occasion. So I can see the social pressure going both ways, right? Whether it's externally, whether it's internally, however it gets there, it does get there. Now, let me add on another piece to these strip clubs part. If you are a lady, you should definitely go to one. Just go and check it out. And I guarantee you, you'll see things that maybe make certain insecurities go away. Because you have to understand that these strippers are some of the hottest girls in the world. Most of the time. There's a handful that aren't, but we're not talking about them. And you think a group of 8 Indian dudes walking into a place that these girls are like, oh my gosh, I think I'm going to, take his ass. They don't want us. They do not want our ugly, hairy ass, bro. I'm telling you this right now. I'm telling you that if you go into a strip club, you'll realize the hustle that shit is. They will take your money in a heartbeat. Oh yeah, let's get the groom a lap dance. Boom, money gone. That fool comes back. It's over. And am I breaking a lot of guy code talking about this shit? I'm just trying to surf the waters a little bit here. I'm not trying to throw anyone under the bus or anything like that. So just bear with me, if you will. So the strip club piece is a big peer pressure kind of thing. In addition to that, oh, why do you guys want to go even in the first place? Dude, it's just it's something that has been sold to us. The same reason that people want engagement rings and they want this big wedding and they want this gender reveal party is the same reason people go to strip clubs for their bachelor parties. Look at the movie, what's it called? The Hangover. Hangover 1, 2, 3. It's all about the most epic bachelor party you could ever see. You think guys don't see that and try to simulate that in their own real life? It's the same way that like love movies work. Oh my gosh, that guy's so romantic. I hope to find that in my life. It is inspiration that is pushed from the Western world. Now let's get into the piece that I feel the most passionate about, which is you gotta have females at the bottle service. It's look, I've never been to a bottle service where it's just been 8 dudes, 8 to 12 dudes, and it's been a fun time. It is not fun leaning over into a dude's ear every 5 minutes and keep having this same conversation with him. It's not fun watching a group of 8 dudes pull out their phone and check their email and open their weather app over and over again. At some point, it's got to be like, what the hell did we do this for? We are here to party, right? If you are single and you are on a bachelor party, go talk to some girls, please. Go talk to some girls and bring them in. Because the last thing I want to do is keep on talking to y'all. I don't want to talk to these girls either, but at least we look better as a group of dudes that we're not just circle jerking each other here for 2 hours. We're spending $1,500 to $3,000. At least make this look like we're cool. It's all about it's halfway about the look, halfway about the it's half about the look, half about just having a fun time. We went to a bottle service on Friday night. No, I think Thursday night. And we got this little table. They put this bottle in a bucket that was probably not the most aesthetic. And we were just sitting there in this hot ass club. Across from us, another group of about 30 Indian dudes walk in. Now, this is the last thing you ever want. As an Indian guy, the last thing you ever want at a bottle service is for another group of Indian dudes to be placed right next to y'all. It's the last thing you ever want. Because then it's this weird competition. It's this weird competition that makes no sense to me. Oh, they got that bottle? We got to get this bottle. Oh, they got that. Oh, we got to do this. Oh, they're dancing on the couch. We got to do. Oh, they're talking to X amount of girls. Yo, come on, come on, come on. We got to go. It's this weird little race that starts happening. And yes, I'm focusing on, Indian versus Indian, but it is with just any group of dudes. Now, look, I'm not saying that, there's not a lot of sliminess that happens at somebody's bachelor parties. I'm not denying that. I understand it is very well known, all that stuff. I'm just trying to tell you things that will put you at peace based on my experience. That if you have girls in this section, if you see two girls just having a drink at the bar and you're like, hey, would you guys like to? There's no way we go through $1,500 worth of alcohol. Would you like to just come and hang out with us? No one's going to try anything with you, all that stuff. We just want girls in our section to make it much more aesthetic. And then it just looks better overall. And then if you have, let's say, two friends that are there that are girls, it attracts more girl attention. Even over here when we did it in Los Angeles for Sim's bachelor party. Now I'm not going to drop too many names because I didn't ask them for the consent, anything like that. But also nothing slimy happened. We got to the we got to the day club, and I shortly realized, oh shit, I brought us to the pool party in West Hollywood. And if you don't know about West Hollywood, it is where all the gay people go to party. It is the neighborhood of Los Angeles. So I literally just brought this bachelor party to a gay club. But a couple hours in, right? You get the punch bowl, you get some attention. Oh my gosh, what you guys get there? You start bringing some people in, bringing people out. And sometimes, half the times, the girl brings her significant other, the dude. And then you're talking to a dude that you haven't been talking to for the last X amount of days. Now, look, I get the fear of girls where it's like, oh, hell no, that dude's just trying to with me. It's sometimes not like that. If you get the creepiness, like a little bit Usher vibe, you walk away. But no one wants to be part of this bottle service where it's just nothing but dudes. I'm sorry, it's just so true. You don't want to be in this group where it's like, hey, we could have just been at home doing this. We could have just been at home hanging out with each other, kicking it, gambling. We could have, gone to this show, whatever. Like, why are we at this club with this loud ass music? We're sweating our asses off. I got to lean in to talk to you. No one's doing anything. Why are we here? Having girls in this section, as slimy as you may think of it as it is, it's truly just like watching a sunset. Like watching a sunset. You're not doing anything. You're just sitting there and you're just part of it. And it is much more fun. Damn, I'm probably going to get killed for this shit. I'm probably going to get absolutely murdered for this. But I guess this is the type of content I needed, huh? 23 episodes in, I finally say some stuff that'll probably get me killed.